Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 30, holy crap, of Matt Talks. So this week, this episode, long requested, the episode about my car. The good old 1996 Honda Accord. Today is a very good day to be shooting this video because I'm taking a little road trip, going up to see Sandy. So, it's a 2-hour drive. So, I've got plenty of time to film a video. So, I wanted to tell the story of when I got my car and how I got my car. Les's Auto Sales over in New Albany. Great little shop. My dad, Andy, had been looking for cars. I kind of was, but he more than me, I assume, because I was working or something, or I was lazy. But anyways, this little guy here was there, and it was an option to buy. And then another option was a 2006 Honda Civic, and it was a 4-door, but it had a little bit of damage on the front. So my dad, Andy, was a little wary of that. But this car kind of stood out to me. I wanted to get a 4-door because back then I was hanging out with friends all the time, and we were driving a lot, and I had subs in the back, and 4-door just seemed a little bit nicer than a 2-door at the time. Now that I don't go hang out much with people, a 2-door would have been cool. But it's really cool to have 4 doors. It's very versatile, I would say. Now, the reason I had picked this car, like I said, was the 4 doors, but this bad boy's got a V6. So it was, back then I didn't know jack about cars, still don't know anything about cars, but I was excited when I saw the V6 because I knew V6 is better than a 4-cylinder. And this bad boy can get up and get. It's pretty good, but you know, I always drive the speed limit. So Dad takes me for a ride in the car. He gives us a little test drive. I was terrified to do a test drive because there was one time I was test driving this Dodge Neon and it died twice, maybe 3 times on our trip, and it was hilarious because I was freaking out. It was the driver instructor person, or not the instructor, but the test drive person, my dad and my brother, all in the car, and they were like, "Here, turn this, push this, go, twist, stop, bop it." And I was like, "All right, guys." I was freaking out, and it was terrifying. But we finally made it back after it died a 3rd time or a 4th time, I don't remember. And that was a terrifying experience. So that's why Dad was test driving this for me, and I was in the passenger seat enjoying the ride. Now, down here on the little stick shift, which it's an automatic, of course. I don't know how to drive stick shift. It's got a P, R, N, D4, D3, 2, and 1. I was very confused when I saw the D3 and D4. I was like, what in the world is this? What kind of car is this? Turns out D3 only uses 3 gears. D4, 4 gears. So D4 is the one you want to go with if you've got a 1996 Honda Accord. So the test drive went fine. It was pretty loud, the car. I was really excited because it was... Now, back then, I was into the illest game. I was wanting to stance my car and make it really loud with no muffler or whatever. And this car had a hole in it, so it made it real nice and loud. So it was hilarious to just drive and just hear. It was freaking hilarious because I was like trying to be sneaky sometimes driving my car. No, it doesn't work like that when you don't have an exhaust or a hole in the exhaust. So ended up picking up this bad boy. You know, with my personality, I'm like I gotta have it right then and there. So I had it right then and there. I think we maybe a day went by, but we got a check and then we were ready to purchase the 1996 Honda Accord. So I was super excited when picked up this bad boy. Now I'm skipping the permit days and, well, no, at that time I had my license. I'm gonna skip the time when I couldn't drive by myself. So this car, pretty great, like I said. It definitely is really nice. I know I just said it's pretty great, but it's really nice. It's really cool. It's really big interior. I like that a lot. Just I got a lot of headroom. There was one time I'm remembering a video that I made a while back, like last year, maybe 2 years ago. It's not on the channel. I was using the GoPro and I was walking around my car giving you nice elegant shots, and then I would sit in here, I would turn the car on and I would rev up the engine so you could hear the exhaust. I would have the GoPro back by the exhaust, and this was before I had all the microphones and all the good equipment and the nice camera. So I may redo that video at some point. I was trying to imitate a really famous YouTube creator, Saab Kyle 04. He definitely does a real good job. Okay, traffic. No, not traffic. Construction. Yeah. He does a really good job of showing you each car and what it's like and stuff like that in the interior, the exterior, the trunk space, and all that good stuff. So I was trying to do that, and it didn't turn out very well because I didn't know how to use the GoPro very well. But the check engine light's been on for a while. It's been on before a couple times, but it just goes away. It's usually the CO2 sensor. I'm sounding like a real smart guy, aren't I? It's usually the CO2 sensor, which I have no idea what that does. But it would go off after a while just because it just went off. But right now it's been on for a month or two, and I've been meaning to check it, but I haven't. One thing I love about this car is these seats. They're so comfortable. You could just sleep all day in them. Now I will say a funny thing about this car: when you flip on the AC and you're at a stop sign, the car kind of rattles, and it's really funny because everything kind of slows down. And it's like the car's going to shut off, but it doesn't. It doesn't. The gas mileage is really great. I usually get around 300 miles before I have to fill up. And then it's usually, depending on gas, it's like $25 to $30. And that's fine. That's plenty. It's not too much, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. Now at the moment, there have been some things that have happened to the car as of late that are kind of funny. In the front of my car, there's a piece of rubber that is dangling down right where the turn signal is, but it's like scraping the ground, and that was Pet Boy's fault. I went in to get my turn signal fixed, or a new light for my turn signal or something like that, because it was blinking really fast. I had to get it fixed. And I go to this birthday party, and this little piece of plastic or rubber is dangling off the front of my car. I'm like, what in the world is this? Now, you know me. I don't like to make a big fuss about anything. So, it's been dangling for months. I don't want to take it back and say, hey, you guys did this 6 months ago. I mean, I could get some bolt cutters or something and cut it off. And then the last time I was up in Bloomington helping Sandy move, had a little incident with my muffler. I was driving, we were driving up there to help her move, like I just said, and I hear this really loud noise when I hit the gas. Like, the engine is working really hard. And I am terrified. I'm like, oh no, my car is gonna explode. And I'm in Bloomington, I don't know where I'm at, and how are we gonna get back? I was freaking out. I was getting angry because it was really loud, and I was like, if this doesn't stop. So, we get to Sandy's old apartment when we're helping her move. And I'm looking around the car because I'm like, what is this noise? And the exhaust is still attached in the back. Like, there's like hooks or things that are like this that attach it to the car, I guess. And the other end of it, where the exhaust connects to the muffler, is no longer attached. It is dangling down on the ground. And it was hilarious because my car was really loud at that point, and that was okay. It was almost like the first time I got my car, when it had a hole in the exhaust. So it was kind of loud and obnoxious the whole day, but I was fine with it. We were driving home, and we were going over a railroad track. And railroad tracks, as you know, go up, they have a lip, and they go right down, and they have another lip. So this thing, dragging on the ground, is going to go over the first lip, come right down, drag, hit this, and break off. So, I turned the music off, we drove really slow over it, we heard and then I was like, oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So we were driving, and it's just like scraping the whole time. I'm like, it's fine, we're fine, it's fine. It'll fall off or it'll just go away. So it continues for a couple miles, and then I'm like, let's check it out. So we get out, flip on the hazards, we're out on the side of the road. It's completely off, pretty much. It's dangling by one piece. And I'm just kicking. I'm like, would you get off? I'm kicking. The bumper has like removed itself, sort of, from the car where it was. I guess because the muffler kind of hit it or bumped it or something. And I was like, okay. So I kind of jimmied the bumper back to where it was. The right side at the moment is still kind of off. I haven't been able to reattach that all the way. So I'm kicking, screaming, and I finally get down there with a flashlight. And then I yank it off. We have a tarp, so I put it in the trunk. So at the moment, still, my muffler is in my trunk. So there's that. There's a great story for you. Ended up driving home, really loud exhaust. It was pretty cool though. And then ended up getting that fixed with just a straight pipe. So now it sounds pretty great. You know, I have no idea if I talked much about my car. But that's going to do it for episode 30 of Matt Talks. I'm looking at the GoPro and it says 20 minutes. This video is probably going to be maybe 11 minutes or something like that. We shall see. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Matt Talks. I'm going to listen to some music so I can not talk for a little bit because I've got an hour and 35 minutes left on my trip. So, see you in next week's episode of Matt Talks. Have a great day. Peace!